You know, you'd think like the more we search around, the more answers we get.
Yeah.
We're not getting any answers.
All we have are questions. Questions and fear.
So a while ago, my best friend Andrew was planning on proposing to his girlfriend Sammy, and we arranged for me and a bunch of other of our close friends to be there for the big moment and jump out of the bushes and behind trees and surprise her. And it was gonna be a sweet, really awesome moment, right? It was also incredibly top secret. It was so top secret. We took all of the precautions. The circle of his closest friends have had to keep quiet about this for so long. You know, no posting about this trip to social media, no anything, radio silence. To the point where once I landed and the whole friend group managed to conglomerate together. Hello. We couldn't even meet up with Andrew beforehand to rehearse, just in case, she happened to glance at his phone while he was reading our messages. So what do? We need a place to crash for the night that where there's no chance of word getting out accidentally to Sammy that we were there. So that strikes out any of our old friends, just in case.
It is Airbnb time!
Now, our particular friend group, we have a bit of an interesting history with getting Airbnbs. Once a year, we all have this tradition where we fly together and get one for a week in Nashville, Tennessee. And it's a great time. But tonight, this particular Airbnb just was on a whole other level. We don't want Sammy to know that we're here in NC, so we're staying at an Airbnb. And when I say an Airbnb, I mean the creepiest Airbnb in existence.
I'm scared. Seriously, this is really weird. There's the screw tape letters here, but no other works by C.S. Lewis? Who favors that? It's the demon's perspective. That's weird, all right?
But the second thing that we notice is all of the alcohol. All of the alcohol. There's just bottles and bottles on every table, on every desk. Every surface is just littered. And I'm not talking bottles of rosé, no. Vodka, tequila, rum. Alcohol. Literally every exposed surface. Even in the fridge, you open it up. Alcohol. A little bit alcohol. Alcohol, money, and more alcohol. And you can guess how bad the freezer was.
There's an insane amount of
So, off to an interesting start, right? Oh, it gets so much worse. If the alcohol was strike one, though, strike two was discovering this little plastic box up mounted on the wall, which had a microphone in it.
Don't mess with it.
Some kind of sound. What? And we knew that because it would light up red anytime we clapped. Obviously monitoring the noise levels, I guess.
I don't want someone listening to me, even if it's the cops.
Just in case that didn't fully sink in, let me repeat that. There was an undisclosed microphone. Now, we were not in contact with the owners of this house. Andrew was. So we didn't really know the kind of person that we were renting from, but that didn't stop us from putting on our Encyclopedia Brown hats and snooping around for clues. She definitely is stealing from hotels. Hilton.
Why is there...
Or the soap, that's the store trial size soap.
Who keeps Hilton soap in the freezer?
I've done that once or twice, though.
You'd think the more we search around, the more answers we get.
Yeah.
We're not getting any answers.
All we have are questions.
Just-
Questions and fear.
And that's when we discovered the book. This cursed book was a poetry collection from Suzanne Summers called Touch Me. And reading through it, revealed some questionable desires. Yes, it is as bad as it sounds, and in fact, it gets worse. So allow me to put upon you the knowledge that has been trapped in my brain all of this time. If I had to go through this, you do too, okay? Sometimes I want to be a little girl, so touch my cheek slightly, play with my hair, stroke me. Yeah, that's a little bit weird, but it gets worse because I haven't introduced you to the worst one yet. Prepare yourself for Touch me. Touch me. In secret places no one has reached before. Touch me like a child! Nope, I'm done. I'm not reading the rest of this. No, if you want to pause it and read through it, that is on you! But that is not on me at this point. Now, to be fair, was it a little bit uncool of us to be snooping through a stranger's stuff? Absolutely. But given that we had found an undisclosed microphone, we had a legit suspicion that there may be like a hidden, also undisclosed camera somewhere, which thankfully we didn't find. At least, we didn't find one. Oh, I also want to mention it's 3 a.m. and I have the best bed in the house right here, sleeping on the couch, which I barely fit on here. And you might be saying, Chris, why are you going to bed at 3 a.m. when you need to wake up super early the next morning to get ready and get to the park for the engagement photos? And my answer to you is, so... But at the end of the day, it was absolutely worth it to see the look on Sammy's face after she was immediately proposed to, and then all of her friends from around the country burst out from behind the trees and surrounded her in, just a big group of love and support. So, see, this story has a happy ending after all. If you have any weird or slightly creepy Airbnb stories, please leave them down below. And now if you'll excuse me, because this story is out and public and in your minds, I am going to attempt to block it out of mine. I think I'll be much happier. Stay positive.